Hi guys, we've had a subscriber request to do a video on how and why we adopted Toffee. Now, as you know, we lost our beloved pom-pom last December and we were really cut up about it, still are. So we decided in the intermediate stage to go into fostering rabbits for a rescue. Now, we contacted a few rescues with fostering in mind, and some of them surprisingly had different conditions that they put on you. So one of the rescues we contacted said, if you foster a rabbit for us, you must never ever ask to adopt them. And I asked why this was, and they explained that it was easier for them to find people to adopt rabbits than it was to find foster families. So the idea was, if you foster a rabbit and want to adopt it, if you adopt that rabbit, they will then lose a fosterer, and they're reluctant to lose fosterers. So I avoided that rescue because there was always the point was going to come where I would fall in love with a rabbit and want to adopt. So they put different conditions on. Some of them said you need to have a rabbit already in your home, because if you end up adopting, you have to bond it with a pre-existing rabbit. I obviously didn't have a rabbit in the home at that stage, so that didn't work out either. So we settled upon a rescue to foster for, and we had Stormy, as you know, for a week, and we had Harley for a couple of months. Now, we went into fostering to do exactly that. We were not ready that the first rabbit that came along we were going to just adopt, no matter how cute they were, because we were just not ready to take that step at that point in time. So when I got Harley in my mind very much was just a foster, and it wasn't going to go any further. I needed that space to kind of heal over that initial shock of losing Pom-Pom. Now, I believe Harley was meant to be, because had we not been available as a fosterer, he would not have been able to be taken out of that hutch at the time that he was taken out, and they would never have found that infection that they found from him being attacked by another rabbit. So I really do think the timing of Harley coming to us was absolutely spot on. So how and why did I fall in love with this little guy? Well, we'd had a message from the rescue telling us the date that Harley was going to be collected. He was going to be bonded with another rabbit through the rescue and then go to his adopted home. So we had that date in mind, and then they contacted us and said, okay, we have had an unwanted litter and their dad brought in, are you ready to take on another foster? So I said, okay, let me know details, and they sent this picture. So in the picture, the highlighted rabbit is Toffee, and what she was doing was she had 3 of these rabbits from the litter in her lap, and one of them was hiding its head in her hoodie. And I looked at that picture and I just said to Stephen, come on, who does that? I mean, who does that? It was just so quirky, and it was like, I could tell straight away he was more timid than the others. I could tell straight away he was more scared than the others, because he was kind of just hiding. I don't know whether he thought they were going to eat him or what it was, but he was scared of the situation, being with humans, whatever, and he took refuge in that lady's hoodie. That was his hiding space. And Pom-Pom was a particularly nervous rabbit because of what happened to him when he was a baby, I believe. He was relaxed in the home, he was relaxed around me, but the vets always said that whenever he was at the veterinary surgery, particularly if he was admitted, he was more nervous than most rabbits, in that every noise that he heard, he would be on high alert. His ears would go up and he was on high alert. So I was used to having a very nervous rabbit and nurturing a nervous rabbit, trying to help them be relaxed at all times. And I really just was drawn to this extremely scared, timid, nervous, vulnerable being that was hiding in a hoodie, but also the amount of personality on that little rabbit to be doing something like that just really struck me. And I thought, I can really get them in the home, really help them develop that personality to its fullest, and really just nurture him in that way. So it was that picture that drew me to Toffee. So I said, yeah, absolutely. Harley's going on this date. You know, we'll come and pick the rabbits up on that date. I asked to have one again because trying to keep Stormy and Harley separate for that week was a bit tricky. So I was going to go with one. And we'd been told that there was the dad and 5 siblings. There were 3 boys, 2 girls, Toffee's brothers and sisters. Is he on camera? Oh, he's so sweet. He's flopped. He always distracts me. I've forgotten what I was going to say now, Toffee. You're just too cute. So 3 brothers and 2 sisters. And the plan was that the dad was going to go separately. 2 of the brothers were going to be neutered and then bonded together to go as a pair. The 2 sisters spayed and then bonded to go as a pair. And there was going to be 1 boy left over. So I said, well, I'll have the 1 boy that's left over. But it has got to be the golden rabbit in your hoodie on the far left of the photo. No response, they were a bit busy. Out goes another email. I've got to have the golden one on the left-hand side of them. And they were like, yeah, okay, we get you, it's got to be that rabbit. And I just homed in on Toffee and I said, I've just got to have that rabbit. He's mine, he's gonna be mine. And it was that hiding in a hoodie that really drew me to Toffee. I mean, had it not been for that, I would have just randomly picked up any rabbit when I came to pick up my next foster. So that really spoke to me. Toffee really spoke to me. I was really happy we were going to get another little uppy-eared rabbit because Pom Pom was an uppy-eared rabbit. Now, I'd never choose a rabbit based on its looks. All rabbits are cute. All rabbits need to go to a good home. But secretly inside, I was like, oh, that's good. I get a bonus of a little up-eared rabbit. Little did I know he was going to flop his lop ears. But I don't mind. He is just the most adorable little thing on earth. So it's lovely. I wouldn't change him for anything. He's just so cute. But yeah, so basically we were told that on this particular Sunday, the fosterers were going to come and we're going to pick up the foster rabbits. So if I was really desperate to get a specific one, I was going to have to get there before everybody else. So I did, on the dot. I was there at 11:30 and went in, and there were these tiny, tiny little things. They were supposed to be 8 weeks old. In the UK, you're not supposed to give away a rabbit or sell, if it's in a pet store, a rabbit until they are 8 weeks old. The reason being they can't be weaned from the mother before that. So at 5 weeks, they are moved from just the mother's milk onto the mother's milk and solids till 8 weeks. Now, we were told, the rescue was told they were 8 weeks. It later transpired that their date of birth didn't add up with the 8 weeks, and we were actually given them at 6 weeks. The rescue received them bang on 6 weeks, and we picked them up 2 days later. So Toffee came to us at 6 weeks old, so he was tiny. And he'd been taken off mummy's milk just a little bit too early, so he wasn't very healthy. And we rolled up and we went in, and there was Toffee, and she passed Toffee to me and I held him, and it was immediately apparent he did not like being held. He did not like being picked up. He was, as I thought, extremely, extremely nervous. But the first thing he did was nose nudge my coat. Now, those of you who've seen Pom Pom videos, Harley videos, will know that Pom Pom nose nudged me all the time. It's a way of communicating. They nose nudge things, doors, walls, to kind of explore the world around them, but they nose nudge you to communicate. It could be a hello, it could be a I need something, you've forgotten my nuggets. Toffee often will come now and nudge me, a double nudge, and then start sniffing the floor in front of me and look at me. If I don't get it the first time, he does it again, and I'm like, oh, nuggets, and I get his nuggets, and that's what he wants. So it's a way of communicating, and the lady said to me, oh, he's giving you a little nose nudge, like he's giving you a kiss. So the first time I held Toffee, he actually acknowledged me by nose nudging me, and I was like, yeah, he's saying hello. He's actually like noticing it's me, and hello, take me home, and it was wonderful. I then handed Toffee to Stephen, and I looked at him, and he was, Toffee, this is not Stephen. He was like this and like this, and he was clearly conscious of his surroundings and really not happy being picked up in midair. He wanted to be back down on the ground. I had a moment of weakness, and I suddenly thought Pom Pom was a really cuddly bunny, and if I take Toffee, because he called me in that photo when he was hiding, and he nose nudged me to say, yep, you're the one, take me home. If I take Toffee, I'm not going to have all those really long bunny cuddles. And I was still missing Pom Pom. I was missing cuddling my baby. And in a moment of weakness, I said to the rescue lady, can I just hold one of the other little boys? She said, yeah, that's fine. Handed me one of the brothers. And honestly, they were in such a better condition than Toffee. I'm going off on a tangent here, but they were a little bit plump. They weren't underweight. They didn't look underweight. And their fur was more a grey colour than Toffee's gold, but they were in pristine condition. Their fur was immaculate, no matted bits, no food stuck to it, really, really pristine, which said to me the mum had been grooming the children, but not Toffee. Toffee's fur was matted. When he came to us, it was almost like sheep fur. It was really matted. There was bits of food. They were feeding the muesli in the hutch, and that was it. There was bits of food, bits of dirt stuck all over his fur. He was tiny and scrawny, and he was just such a mess. Nobody had groomed him at all, ever, in that hutch. He was in such a bad state compared to his siblings. So he was this fluff ball with immaculate fur, and I held him on my chest, and he just looked up at me, all starry-eyed. And I thought, yeah, he likes being held. He doesn't mind being held. And then I looked at Toffee and I thought, no, come on, Lena, snap out of it. You came for Toffee. He called you. He sealed the deal by saying hello to you. You cannot now leave with another rabbit just because you want bunny cuddles. And I realised in that moment when I handed that rabbit back that actually I wasn't missing bunny cuddles. I was just missing Pom Pom cuddles. Pom Pom and I, those cuddles were our thing, and that was what I was missing, and I couldn't replace that no matter how hard I tried. So eyes back on Toffee, asked Toffee to forgive me for even looking at another rabbit and betraying him in that way. And Toffee was just, you know, he was looking around, he was nervous, but he was comfortable being with Stephen. He was comfortable being with me. And I just said, I want him, I really want him. So what can I do to speed the fostering into an adoption? And that was it really. We took Toffee on as a foster. The house check, the home check had already been done. When we decided to foster, there was a virtual house tour that we had to do to show we actually have the space, we're not going to be hutching them or caging them, and we have the capacity to allow them to free roam. And it was all sorted anyway as a fosterer, so that was all done and dusted. So that's really how Toffee became ours. And yeah, I just really felt that he just had so much personality on him, hiding in a hoodie. And the first time I held him when he came to us, I was wearing a bathrobe, and he did the exact same thing. He huddled his head into the bathrobe. He was like, quick, let this be over, and let me know when it's over because I can come out again. It was just the sweetest. Now, when we got him in the car to take him home, I had confirmation straight away that he was the one for us as well, because I had a padded coat with a fake fur lined hood, a Jules coat. And this coat I wore when I took Pom Pom to the vets a couple of months prior, and Pom Pom was totally fed up, didn't want to be in his carrier, and he climbed up my shoulder from there and into the hood and sat himself in the hood of my coat all the way home. I literally sat there with this rabbit in my hood in the car all the way home, and that was just a couple of months prior, sort of November time. So we got Toffee in March. Now this coat had been washed. There was no scent of another rabbit in it. So what does Toffee do? Doesn't want to be in his carrier. The carrier was like so big, Toffee tiny, and was looking very scared in this massive carrier. What does Toffee do? I put Toffee on my chest. He hides in my hair. Pom Pom used to hide in my hair. He climbs up and up and up and sits in the hood of the same coat in the car all the way home. I was like, no way. Did he just do a Pom Pom on me? Yeah, he'd done a Pom Pom on me. It was exactly what Pom Pom had done. which was really sweet, and was kind of like all these little signs along the way that Pom Pom had sort of sent Toffee, because he started doing so many things that just reminded us of Pom Pom that, you know, Harley didn't do. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just comparing the rabbits in our home, that there were rabbits that did things differently, and then there was Pom Pom and there was Toffee, and there was a lot of overlaps in the things that they did, which kind of made me feel that connection from day one, from the start. So there was this gorgeous little thing full of personality, and when I brought him home, you remember the video, I actually brought him inside the house still in my hood, carried him in the fur-lined hood where he felt comfortable, all the way to his bedroom. And when we got him out of the hood, I held him for a bit, and he actually then fell asleep in my arms, and I thought, oh, this is nice, little snuggle moment. After about half an hour, I put him down on the floor, and for the first few days, he did accept to be held, and he was okay being held. After that, as I've mentioned before, he had a bit of a trauma at the vets. We had to take him to out of our vets, and it wasn't our usual exotic vet, and unfortunately the thermometer she used to take his temperature up the rear end was way too big for a 6-week-old baby bunny, and caused him discomfort and bleeding from the behind. And that really traumatized Toffee. After that, he did not accept to be held at all, and I kind of had to work with him to get over that. So he was already a nervous bunny, and that experience very early on made him an even more nervous bunny. Now, around the home and around me, he is very relaxed. You know, he will flop, he will sleep, his eyes are closing, and he's very relaxed. But as with Pom Pom, he can be very nervous with movements, sounds, even if it's outside. Car pulls up on the driveway, van pulls up outside the house, doorbell rings, and he's all in a bit of a state, a bit of a panic. So it's kind of, I sort of felt that I'd had that experience of just being there for Pom Pom, who was a nervous rabbit, that now I can be there for Toffee, who's a nervous rabbit as well. And so you will see Toffee maybe being a little bit more nervous than some rabbits in the videos, but again, very comfortable around us and in the home. And that was really how I fell in love with Toffee. It was that photograph of him hiding in a hoodie that just made him stand out from any other rabbit, and me sort of home in on him and say, I want that rabbit. I want to nurture him. I want to look after him and his fears and his being scared. And I really just want to help him develop that adorable little personality that was being displayed right there in that photo. And I read early on when we got Pom Pom that giving them space and freedom to roam around really does help them nurture that personality and really just make them be themselves around the house. And there we are. So we're a few months on. Toffee is now 8 months old. We had him at 6 weeks, and he is very much our fur baby. We're very much in love with him, and it's great. And just to add to that, Toffee will lie down, as you can see, anywhere in the house. He doesn't have designated spots all day long, and he will just go and lie down anywhere. So for example, I'm here doing this video now. He's decided to sleep here next to me, which is really sweet. So he follows me around the house sometimes, but sometimes he can be extremely independent as well and curious about the house. So sometimes I'll be playing with him and he'll just decide he wants to go off and explore the lounge, or he wants to go off and explore and look at Theo's room and say hello to Theo. So he doesn't follow me around. People have asked, does he follow you around constantly all day? No, he doesn't. There are times he'll want to be near me. And I think rather than me being around and entertaining him 24/7, it's more about, yeah, we have those play times, we have those interaction times, but it's more about being available for him. If he does choose to want to come and spend time for me, he knows where I am. He can nudge me to follow him to another room, and we go to the room he wants to go to. So he doesn't follow me around all the time, which kind of says to me that he's settled and he's happy, because he's not constantly wanting that 24-hour partnership. But obviously there are times that I'm around for him that he does want to be around me. Now Toffee has 2 favourite nap spots where if he's having a nap, you'll find him under the dining table downstairs, which is his spot, and he does get quite territorial if you go into that space. You have to be really careful reaching in under the table because it's his space. And the second spot he decided on is Pom Pom's spot. Now, you'll know from pictures, if you weren't around when we were doing Pom Pom videos, that Pom Pom liked the spot on the landing upstairs, which is where I'm sitting at the moment. His spot is over there. And he used to lay just on that corner bit of the landing, and that was Pom Pom's spot. Now, we had the carpets cleaned after Pom Pom passed away, and there is no scent there as such. The skirting boards were cleaned, the carpets were cleaned, so there's no smell that's sort of drawing Toffee there, but he has chosen that spot out of a whole 5-bedroom house to be his other special spot. And that really, seeing him there with Pom Pom's photo above him, looking down at him, really, there is so many ways in which we have just had affirmation and confirmation that, yeah, Toffee was the one, Toffee was meant to be. And I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know how it works, but he and Pom Pom have some sort of a connection there, and it's baffled my mind at times. I'm very much kind of someone who needs to have an explanation for things. You know, why is this? I don't just accept, I have to understand why that's happened. And I can't understand why this has happened, but it kind of brings us joy and comfort to just see Toffee in Pom Pom's spot and know that there's that connection there, because it makes Pom Pom feel like he's still with us very much as well. So that's us, and that's Toffee, and that is how and why I came to adopt teeny tiny Toffee.